All right, welcome to episode 108 of the 2-Minute Warning. Solo again today, just me. On the hot block today, the Miami Dolphins. And really, will they make the playoffs this season? Now, today we saw them lose to a, at the time, now 4-6, but at the time 3-6 Denver Broncos team led by Drew Lock, who is undeniably a young, talented quarterback, but a Broncos team that's just kind of, well, not good. So Miami loses 20-13 today to a Denver team that's just not very good. So that really opened my eyes up to the fact that my 2-week-old prediction of yes, Miami's going to the playoffs might have to change. Now, of course, with Tua coming out and playing good football for the first 3 games he was in, taking the Dolphins to 6-3, they really shocked the league, in my opinion. Made themselves a high pick for the AFC wildcard, for an AFC wildcard. In my opinion, I think they were definitely on the road to that. But quite honestly, after today and the way the rest of the league is shaping up, my answer for will Miami go to the playoffs is going to be no. And here's why. Looking at the current AFC playoff picture, number 1 seed Steelers at 10-0, 2 seed Chiefs 8-1. They're playing their 10th game right now against the Raiders Sunday night. 3 seed Buffalo 7-3, 4 seed Colts, 5 seed Titans, 6 seed Cleveland, and 7 seed Raiders. Those last 4 I forgot the records of, but the Colts are 7-3, Titans 7-3, Cleveland 7-3, Raiders 6-3. So there's the last 4 seeds and the records. And then of course, like I said, Steelers, Chiefs, Buffalo, Colts, Titans, Cleveland, Raiders are the, right now, if the season were to end, the 7 playoff seeds out of the AFC. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to consider the Steelers and the Chiefs pretty much locks. The only threat to the Steelers for that division was the Ravens, who have now fallen to 6-4 and are out of contention for, arguably out of contention for a wild card spot. I mean, okay, I take that back. They're not out of contention. They are fighting for that wild card spot, and in my opinion, out of contention for the division completely. So Steelers are pretty much a lock. Chiefs, not necessarily a lock, but I'm going to give them the division. The Raiders would have to gain some serious ground on them, which I don't think is going to happen. But that could be changed all tonight. Right now, the Raiders are playing the Chiefs Sunday Night Football. Today's Sunday the 22nd. If the Raiders win tonight, that would give them 2-0 against the Chiefs in the division, drop the Chiefs to 8-2, and the Raiders to 7-3. So I'm not, again, just like the Steelers and the Chiefs, or just like the Steelers, I'm going to consider the Chiefs division winners for this video, but that could easily change. So Steelers and Chiefs are locks for playoff appearances, whether it's division winners or not. So same for Buffalo. Buffalo's at 7-3. Miami's only at 6-4, but Buffalo has the current head-to-head. The 2 teams meet again in Week 17, where I have the Bills winning that game. So again, Bills, I'm going to consider a division winner. And then at the 4 seed is they're going to be Colts and Titans. Both of those teams, in my opinion, are going to be in the playoffs. The Colts came off a big win today over Green Bay. Titans' big win today over the Ravens. Both of those teams are playoff teams. Doesn't matter which one wins the division. So out of those 5 teams I named right now, Steelers, Chiefs, Buffalo, Colts, Titans, those are 5 guaranteed playoff seeds. So looking at that, there's 2 seeds left that the Miami Dolphins need to fight for. And right now, those belong to Cleveland and the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, if the Raiders win tonight over the Chiefs, that right there alone is going to make me give them that spot. That would move them to 7-3 and also give them an advantage in the division. And then, of course, the Dolphins coming off the loss today to Denver doesn't help them one bit at all. And then Cleveland won today over Philly. Not a huge win, but they won last week over Houston. They have one of the weakest schedules in the league. They've been winning games. Cleveland 7-3 for the first time in, who knows, 100 years. Obviously not that long, but been a long time since Cleveland's been 7-3. I like them in the 6th seed. The Ravens right now are at the 8th seed, and Miami currently is in the 9th spot. So Miami dropped from the 6th seed to the 9th spot. They're down 3. Ravens from 7 to 8, they're down 1. So right now, the Ravens are the first team on the outside looking in. Miami is the second. The Ravens still have to place the Steelers, Browns, and the Cowboys. Out of those 3 games, I'm thinking they lose 1, probably to Pittsburgh, but they could even drop 1 to Cleveland. I don't think they're going to lose to Dallas. But I think Cleveland, or if the Ravens win or lose one of those games, which I think they will, they're going to be out of playoff contention between Miami and the Raiders, and all those teams fight for that spot. I don't like Baltimore if they lose even one of those 3 games. And then, of course, that leaves Miami would jump ahead of them in that 8th spot. Now, Miami has left to play the Jets. I'm giving the win there. Bengals, giving the win, especially since Joe Burrow is out for the season. Check out my latest video if you want to learn about Joe Burrow's injury. It was brutal. So that's 2 wins for the Dolphins. Chiefs, I'm going to give them the win over Miami. So that's a loss. Patriots, I think Miami can beat them. The Raiders, very solid team led by Derek Carr. I think when Miami plays the Raiders in Week 16, they're going to lose. Same thing when they play the Bills. When Miami plays the Bills in Week 17, I think they're going to lose. So that puts me giving the Miami a 9-7 record. That alone, with as strong as the AFC competition is this year between Baltimore, between Cleveland, Tennessee, or Indianapolis, both are very good teams, and whoever wins that AFC South division, the next one's going to be in the playoffs. So between all these teams, a 9-7 record simply isn't going to cut it, and that's what I have Miami finishing with. And again, the Raiders, I see them. I think they can beat the Chiefs tonight and go to 7-3, really give themselves an edge over Miami. And just not that looking at the game today, Tua made it just over the first half. He made it through into the third quarter before he got benched, simply because he was not playing well. Fitzpatrick replaced him. Tua threw for 80-something yards and 1 touchdown. I think 83 yards through almost 3 quarters of football. Not good there. And we have already established that 3 games he's won, Arizona, the Chargers, and the Rams, those 3 games were because he really stepped in and just did his job. He didn't throw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns each game. So he's not a guy that's going to come out and put up huge stats. He's a guy that needs to just keep his composure and lead the football team. So when he struggled to do that like he did today, you can see what he manages to put up 83 yards and a touchdown. That's not going to win games. But of course, Tua's young. It's his first loss. I guess you'd give him the loss for that game, but whatever. His first loss, not that he's bad, but he showed some weakness today, which is big because up until now it was, wow, Tua's invincible. At least in my mind, I was kind of brainwashed maybe that I thought Tua was so good. And like I said, this doesn't mean he's not, but this shows he has a weakness. But the AFC is just so competitive that at the 9-7 record I have Miami finishing with, I don't give them a playoff spot. It really, in my opinion, it comes down to them in LA, the Raiders. Las Vegas. The Raiders and Miami are going to be fighting for that 7 seed, in my opinion. Just because I think Cleveland with the weak schedule, even though I think that the Raiders or Miami can beat Cleveland head-to-head, Cleveland doesn't have a tough schedule, and I think they're gonna finish 11-5, which I don't think either the Raiders or Dolphins will do. So again, I think it's gonna be between Miami and the Raiders for that 7 spot, and I just don't think that the Dolphins have what it takes simply because they have a more difficult schedule. And the Raiders, like I said, are playing the Chiefs now. It's one of the best teams in football they got to play, but I think they can come out with a win. But it's just such a competitive AFC this year that despite Miami's early success with Tua, I don't think they can manage to make the playoffs this year, even though this is their best season that they've looked in a long time. So in the end, I think Raiders, Miami have to duel it out for that 7 spot. Obviously, they don't play head-to-head till Week 16, but I think once they meet in Week 16, Raiders are going to take that game, and that'll really seal it. But I don't have Miami making the playoffs this year. 2-minute warning.